For my health project, I decided to do it on autism spectrum disorder. So, autism spectrum disorder is defined as a range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech and nonverbal communication, but it's also coupled with a unique set of strengths and differences. So, contrary to popular belief, there is actually a physical autism spectrum. So there's 3 different levels defined as level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 is considered high-functioning autism. Often people diagnosed with this, their peers don't even know that they have any sort of autism. So they probably do need some support, but their social and communication skills are much superior than the atypical autistic person. So level 2 is just defined as autism, and they need substantial support, and their social and communication skills are a little more obvious to people. And finally, severe autism is when they need extreme substantial support. Usually someone at a level 3 cannot speak and has a lot of problems and cannot ever live alone. So ASD, or autism spectrum disorder, is an umbrella term. There are roughly 5 different types of diagnoses underneath this umbrella. So there's pervasive developmental disorder, Rett syndrome, autism, childhood disintegrative disorder, and Asperger syndrome. For the means of this project, I'm going to mostly focus on autism. So autism now affects 1 in 68 children and 1 in 42 boys. Autism prevalence figures are growing, as you can see in the image below. In 1985, 1 in 2,500 people were affected by autism. Then in 2000, 1 in 150 were affected, and now in 2010, 1 in 68. So autism is currently one of the fastest growing developmental disorders in the U.S. Autism costs a family on average $60,000 a year. This is through medical costs as well as different sorts of therapy and social and support. Boys are nearly 5 times more likely than girls to have autism, and currently there is no medical detection for autism when a baby is still in the fetus. Oh my gosh, the baby is still in the womb, and there is no cure for autism. So there are some hallmark characteristics and traits of autism. First is restrictive and repetitive behaviors. Repeating certain behaviors or having unusual behaviors is definitely one of the most visual characteristics. They can have overly focused interests, such as with moving objects or parts, and have lasting or intense interest on certain topics, such as numbers, details, or facts. There's also social and communication interaction behaviors. So they can get upset by a slight routine change or being placed in a new and overstimulating setting. They have trouble making or maintaining eye contact. They have trouble listening or staying focused. And another huge hallmark characteristic of autism is repeating key words or phrases that they hear. This behavior is known as echolalia, which is the meaningless repetition of another person's spoken words. So they also have trouble with nonverbal communication, such as body language or pitches in voice. Some may have sensitivity to certain sounds or textures. And as you can see in the image, the young man wearing the headphones is actually very common with people who have autism spectrum disorder. And they may have inappropriate social interactions. Autism spectrum disorder also has a lot of strengths and abilities. So they have above average intelligence, and they're able to learn things in detail and remember information for a long period of time. And in fact, the CDC reports that 46% of autism spectrum children have above average intelligence. They're very strong visual and auditory learners, and they excel in things such as math, science, music, or art. So diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, there's 2 steps. The first is developmental screening, and the second is comprehensive diagnostic evaluation. So in the first step, it's basically just if you're at high risk. So high risk would if you had a brother, sister, or family member with ASD. exhibiting some hallmark ASD behaviors, or were born prematurely or at a low birth weight. The second, so if they go through this and they find that there is a slight chance they may have ASD, they refer them to specialists, which is during the second step, which is the comprehensive diagnostic evaluation. So this evaluation is done with a team of doctors and other healthcare professionals who are experienced in diagnosing ASD, and the evaluation may assess cognitive level or thinking skills, language ability, or age-appropriate skills such as eating, dressing, toileting, tying your shoes, etc. So currently, as I stated before, there are no cures for autism, but there are some treatments that can reduce the individual's difficulties, while helping them learn new skills. So that would be seeing a speech therapist, working closely with a doctor or healthcare professional. There are many treatment options such as social services, programs, and other resources. Personally, I am a DSP, which is a direct support professional. And in these pictures is my client, who I can't name for legal reasons, but he is 17 years old and he has autism. And a direct support professional provides community help as well as at-home help. So on the left is a picture of us when we were younger. I have known him for many years now. And on the right was a picture of us taking over Thanksgiving break. He's very intelligent, very good with computers, has very poor social skills, doesn't speak a lot, uses a lot of sounds to talk to me sometimes when he gets upset. Things I do with him, we help work on speech. We try to limit his echolalia because that's something that he does a lot. So we make him speak in complete sentences and things like that. And I have attached a video of him so you can sort of see what he kind of sounds like. It's a very different speech pattern. One thing that's very important to realize is that with autism spectrum disorder, there is no two people like. So there's a famous quote that says, when you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
Happy Love Taylor. I love you. Love you.
I know you love her. Thank her.
Thank her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For
shirt
and
dog.
Right. Now tell her, how were you at the hospital yesterday? You did really good, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Say, see you September 23rd.
See you September 3rd.
23rd.
23rd. September 20. Bye-bye. Hi, Taylor. I miss you. I'll see you next to September 23rd. I forgot.
Ithaca.
I forgot.